My girlfriend cheated with my best friend. When I discovered her plan, I decided to let her dig her own grave. This morning, my phone blew up with 47 missed calls. Some betrayals are accidents. Mine was a carefully orchestrated symphony of destruction. I'm Daniel Reyes, 29, a cybersecurity expert who was about to turn my girlfriend's perfect life into a digital minefield. Elena and Marcus had been playing their little game for months. My best friend since college and my girlfriend of 3 years, conducting an affair right under my nose. What they didn't know was that I'd been a silent observer long before they realized I knew. It started with a casual notification on Marcus's smartwatch. A text message that flickered across the screen during our weekly poker night. "Can't wait to finalize everything," it read. Cryptic. Intriguing. My background in cybersecurity isn't just a job. It's a lifestyle. Within 24 hours, I had a complete digital profile of their little conspiracy. They were planning more than just an affair. They were planning to completely take over my life. My startup. My investors. My entire professional network. Marcus had been gathering information. Corporate passwords. Investor contacts. Financial details. Elena was feeding him inside information from my home office, stealing documents when I was out. The night I discovered their full plan, I didn't confront them. Didn't show a single sign that I knew. Instead, I started preparing. Some people believe in immediate confrontation. I believe in letting betrayal expose itself. They had no idea what was coming. And I was about to become the architect of their own destruction. Revenge is an algorithm best executed with precision. My cybersecurity background wasn't just a profession. It was about to become my most powerful weapon. I began tracing every digital footprint Marcus and Elena had created. Their communications. Their secret meetings. The digital breadcrumbs they thought were carefully hidden. The first layer of their plan was surprisingly sophisticated. Marcus had been using a complex series of encrypted messaging apps. But complexity is just an invitation to someone who speaks the language of digital security. I created a ghost network. A digital trap so intricate that they would walk right into it without suspecting a thing. My first strategic move involved their communication channels. Not by blocking or revealing myself, but by creating a parallel digital universe that would slowly suffocate their plans. A series of meticulously crafted digital documents began appearing in their shared cloud storage. Financial reports. Startup pitch decks. Each file was a carefully constructed piece of evidence that would eventually become their downfall. I intercepted their emails. Not to read them, but to subtly alter their context. To create inconsistencies that would raise red flags with investors, with their professional contacts, with everyone they were trying to manipulate. Marcus thought he was a tech genius. He had no idea he was playing in my playground. The most interesting discovery came from their communication patterns. The times they met. The locations they chose. The specific language they used when discussing their betrayal. Each piece of information was another nail in their carefully constructed coffin. The most dangerous predator isn't the one who attacks immediately. It's the one who understands that true destruction comes from patience. Marcus and Elena thought they were running a perfect con. They had no idea I was writing the script to their own destruction. By the time I was done, they would lose everything. Not just their relationship. Not just their professional reputation. But their entire carefully constructed facade. This was going to be a masterpiece of digital revenge. And I was just getting started. Precision is an art form. In the digital world, it becomes a weapon of surgical destruction. Over the next 2 months, I became a ghost in their digital ecosystem. Marcus and Elena continued their elaborate plan, completely unaware that I was dismantling their carefully constructed scheme, line of code by line of code. My first strategic move involved their startup funding. Venture capital firms love due diligence, and I was about to become their most thorough auditor. I reached out to Olivia Chun, a former colleague from my cybersecurity days who now worked in venture capital. Confidentially, I told her during a carefully planned video call. Casual. Calculated. Nothing direct. The digital footprints became my obsession. Cloud storage. Communication logs. Financial projections. Marcus and Elena had been clever, but not clever enough. I discovered a pattern of digital manipulation that would make most corporate investigators salivate. Forged documents, stolen intellectual property, fabricated communication trails. The kind of digital fraud that destroys careers overnight. My network of tech contacts became an unexpected intelligence gathering team. Quiet conversations, strategic inquiries. The kind of information collection that would make a corporate investigator proud. The most interesting discovery came from their digital communication records. A trail of small inconsistencies. Potential corporate espionage. The kind of digital sins that could unravel entire careers. Each intercepted message. Each altered document. Each carefully placed digital breadcrumb was another nail in their professional coffin. My background in cybersecurity became my secret weapon. Late nights weren't suspicious. Detailed digital forensics wasn't out of character. I used every professional skill I'd ever developed: data analysis, network forensics, strategic digital planning. The most dangerous predator isn't the one who attacks immediately. It's the one who watches. Who waits. Who plans. Marcus and Elena thought they were running a perfect digital con. They had no idea I was writing the script to their own destruction. By the time I was done, they would lose everything. Not just their current startup. Not just their professional reputations. But their entire carefully constructed digital facade. This was going to be a masterpiece of digital exposure. And I was just getting started. Precision is an art form. In digital warfare, it becomes a devastating weapon. The first crack in Marcus and Elena's perfect narrative came during a crucial startup pitch event, the annual Tech Innovators Conference. I'd been quietly preparing for months, gathering every single piece of digital evidence with the precision of a surgical instrument. The conference hall was my chosen battlefield. Marcus and Elena arrived confident, their matching designer outfits a shield of perceived technological success. They had no idea the walls were about to come crashing down. I presented the evidence systematically. Stolen intellectual property. Fabricated communication logs. Unauthorized data manipulation. Each slide was another nail in their carefully constructed digital coffin. Olivia Chun, my contact from the venture capital world, was in the audience. Her presence was my silent weapon. Each raised eyebrow was another blow to their credibility. These digital inconsistencies, I said quietly, pointing to a series of suspicious network transactions, aren't just questionable. They're a fundamental violation of technological ethics. The tech community watched in stunned silence. The digital trail I'd meticulously compiled told a story they never intended to be told. Overlapping data theft. Strategic information manipulation. A pattern of technological misconduct that went far beyond a simple personal betrayal. Marcus tried to interrupt, to spin a narrative. But the evidence was overwhelming. Colleagues who had once praised their technological innovation were now looking at them differently. Whispers. Careful glances. The perfect professional image was crumbling in real time. I hadn't done anything dramatic. I'd simply let the truth speak for itself. Some people believe in confrontation. I believe in letting evidence do the heavy lifting. Marcus and Elena thought they were running a perfect digital con. They were about to learn that perfect plans are often the first to fail. The first domino had fallen. And I was just getting started. Digital reputations are like glass houses built on Wi-Fi signals, fragile and easily shattered. Marcus and Elena's carefully constructed professional network began to disintegrate faster than they could manage damage control. The tech industry's Slack channels, LinkedIn networks, and professional forums became a battlefield of truth. Colleagues who had initially supported their innovative startup started asking uncomfortable questions. The kind of questions that don't have easy answers. My mentor from my previous cybersecurity firm became my unexpected strategist. I always thought something was off, he confided during a carefully arranged coffee meeting. His observations were like precision tools, cutting through their carefully constructed facade. The venture capital funding Marcus and Elena had been pursuing started evaporating. Emails became shorter. Meetings were canceled. Professional relationships they'd spent years building were disappearing overnight. Professional social media became a minefield. Screenshots of unethical communications. Detailed evidence of data manipulation. The perfectly curated professional profile was crumbling in real time. Tech networks began to see the truth. The late-night strategy sessions. The hushed conversations. The pieces started falling into place. Marcus's colleagues were the first to truly break ranks. Whispered conversations at industry events. Careful sharing of discovered inconsistencies. Their protective shield was crumbling. I didn't do anything dramatic. I simply let the truth do the heavy lifting. Professional networks began to collapse. Tech associates who had once praised their innovative approach were now asking hard questions. Investigations were launched. Reputations were at stake. The most dangerous strategist isn't the one who attacks immediately. It's the one who understands that true exposure comes from patience. Marcus and Elena thought they were running a perfect digital con. They were about to learn that perfect plans are often the first to fail. The professional web was unraveling. And I was watching it come apart, thread by careful thread. Some professional careers end with a whisper. Mine ended with a calculated digital storm. The formal investigation was nothing short of a strategic masterpiece. I didn't just want to expose Marcus and Elena. I wanted to dismantle everything they had built. My evidence was comprehensive. Corporate espionage. Systematic digital misconduct. Repeated ethical violations. The kind of detailed investigation that would make a cybersecurity ethics board weep with professional satisfaction. Their legal team tried every trick. Character assassination. Claims of professional rivalry. Attempts to paint me as a bitter ex-partner trying to destroy their success. I let the documents speak for themselves. Stolen intellectual property. Unauthorized data manipulation. Breach of digital confidentiality. Fabricated communication trails. Each piece of evidence was another nail in their professional coffin. Olivia Chun, my contact from venture capital, became my primary witness. Her reputation for technological integrity was beyond reproach. Her analysis of my compiled evidence was devastating. The tech industry's Professional Standards Board's decision was unanimous. Not only would Marcus and Elena face complete professional discreditation, but they would be barred from future tech contracts. The professional network they'd spent years building would be utterly destroyed. Their professional partnerships collapsed. Ongoing project contracts disappeared. Future business opportunities were cancelled. The technological empire they thought they were building crumbled in real time. Their own colleagues began providing additional testimony. Those hushed conversations, those moments of doubt, they became the final weapon in their destruction. I didn't seek revenge out of anger. I sought justice out of principle. The innovative project they tried to steal, it would now be properly protected. Secured for its original creators. Some people believe in dramatic confrontations. I believed in letting truth do the heavy lifting. Marcus and Elena lost everything. Their reputation. Their career. Their professional standing. Their carefully constructed technological life. And I walked away with something far more valuable. Integrity. And a promise kept to professional ethics. Some stories end. Some lessons continue. 3 years after the professional investigation, life looked completely different. My reputation in the tech world was not just restored, it was elevated. The industry had changed. Not just because of my specific case, but because of the conversations it sparked about digital ethics. About the importance of professional integrity. I'd learned something profound about technological pursuit. About justice. About the kind of integrity that doesn't come from success, but from principle. Marcus and Elena disappeared from tech circles. No dramatic exit. Just a slow fade into professional irrelevance. Their attempts to rebuild their careers were continually undermined by the comprehensive documentation of their misconduct. My professional network began receiving prestigious project opportunities. The tech community that had once been silent was now speaking up about corporate ethics. The most interesting outcome wasn't my personal vindication. It was the systemic change my case had triggered. Companies started implementing more rigorous digital ethics guidelines. Background checks became more comprehensive. The technological world was becoming more transparent. I didn't feel victorious. I felt resolved. Some believe revenge is about making someone suffer. I learned it's about protecting professional integrity. About showing your true character when everything is falling apart. The phone calls from Elena eventually stopped. The desperate attempts to explain, to manipulate, to reconnect. I'd built something she could never touch. A life of technological integrity. A career legacy based on truth. Every challenge became an opportunity. Every setback, a lesson. The day I was named Cybersecurity Innovator of the Year, I thought about Marcus and Elena. Not with anger. Not with satisfaction. Just with a clear understanding that truth always finds its way. Some people are defined by their worst moments. Others are defined by how they rise above them. I chose to rise.